We are going to react to nobody's video. Nobody has currently 2,666. I don't know what this is. 2.66 subscribers. If you are not familiar with them, highly encourage you guys to check them out and give them a sub. This is a channel that I always watch. Typically every single video that he puts out. It's just been very busy lately. This is Nobody Says, is pirate software false flagging small channels? Allegedly. Nobody said, read the description. My bad. Corrections and clarifications. I said that Card Posting's name was Jason David Card on accident while filming and missed it during editing. His first name is actually John. Also, I forgot to explain that Card Posting's thumbnail with the Discord screenshot could easily be faked. Not saying that it's real or not, but just pointing that out. Discord messages can be faked. My commentary is about the potential consequences if the allegations are true. And that goes on to say, Jason Thor Hall, also known as Pirate Software, is being accused by a small creator that goes by Card Posting of attempting to take down his video called You Should Hate Pirate Software. I go over the accusations and the possible consequences that Thor may face if the accusations are true. All right. Thank you for the reminder on that. Here we go.
Pirate Software potentially either did a false claim or strike on a smaller channel that criticized him, which, if true, can potentially get Pirate Software's entire YouTube channel nuked into oblivion. And remember that you are somebody, I am nobody. Like and subscribe, because if you don't, Pirate Software might actually attempt to take down this video. Just FYI, I'm about to explain the reasons why you shouldn't do that, Thor. But first, if you're watching this video, you probably already know the story.
If Thor is attempting to take channels down for talking about him, there couldn't be a dumber thing that he could do right now. But then again, this is also Pirate Software we're talking about, so I wouldn't put it past him either.
But just a short recap for those of you not in the know. Almost a year ago, Ross from the channel Accursed Farms started the Stop Killing Games movement, where he started petitions all around the world so that video game preservation has a chance to be a reality, so that games that you and I both love that have online requirements can still live on after support expires. And yes, I know that this is an incredibly stripped down explanation, but I'll provide a link down below of Ross's videos in case some of you have been living under a rock. But just like anyone trying to accomplish a goal as big as this, they're going to run into some criticism, which is completely normal. And with the movement as ambitious...
It's kind of a random talking point here. Just want to give credit where it's due. Nobody has gotten so much more confident and casual to talking to the camera. Like, I can see the growth this guy has had just in how he approaches the videos. I love to see it. Like, it's awesome, dude. Great work.
Says this, usually you get a few different types of said criticism. You get people who have legitimate concerns. You have people who won't like it just because they simply don't like you. Or you have people who are clearly bad faith actors. And in this case of bad faith actors, you usually don't get one from a channel with over 2 million subscribers, which is the case of Pirate Software, where the once known wholesome YouTuber slash game dev used to say things like this.
I just passed my network plus.
Hey.
I guessed at about 75% of the questions, and feel like it's only by sheer luck I passed, especially the PBQs. I feel like when I go to try to get a job, I will struggle and I feel like they will see right through me. I think pop culture calls it imposter syndrome. Any advice?
How about this? Make a bet with yourself and say, you know what? What if I am good at this? What if I am good at this? I'm going to try it for 3 months. I'm going to try to do this for 3 months, and I'm going to put the idea of that aside, of failure, of not being good enough. I'm going to put it on the side. Anytime I feel that, I'm going to say, nope, I said it'd take 3 months. And at the end of those 3 months, look back and go, what did I accomplish? And if you accomplish things that you thought that you weren't good enough to do, then you have your answer. If you find out that you can't accomplish the things you want, now you have a blueprint for how you can succeed later, how you can learn. Bet on yourself, you'll always win.
Now has, in his own words, taken the mask off to show who he really is by saying shit like this.
Oh shit, now this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is shit. It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of
You can tell, by the way, how scared he is that this is impacting his attempt to create a DRM or software that game companies could potentially license out from him. And he's like, oh no, this is the worst thing that could happen with what I'm trying to do. This is literally the executive. This is the C-suite guy, but he's not actually the C-suite guy. He's just the guy on YouTube.
Stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I drop the mask entirely.
He's so angry.
I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing. That sounds stupid as shit.
And completely
What a terrible take, by the way. Like, he's welcome to say, yeah, I don't like this and here's why. But to get that angry about it, it's very telling.
misrepresented the Stop Killing Games movement and has doubled down over and over and over and over again. Even Moist Critical, one of the most reasonable creators in the world, reached out and he couldn't even get through to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he did just post a tweet where he said he talked to me and Josh Strife Hayes.
By the way,
and
great video already, nobody, by compiling all this stuff together. I watched this video from Moist Critical as soon as it dropped. Like, it showed up on my feed and I was like, oh shit, like he actually talked to Pirate Software. And even Charlie is just like, I was just like, bro, like, here's what the concern is, here's the issue. And he wouldn't even listen to me. I'm like, that's crazy. If Moist Critical's in your DMs, like trying to chat with you and you're just like brushing them off, that says a lot about you.
in that tweet, this will prove how useless our conversation was, unfortunately. There's not a single peep about misrepresenting what Stop Killing Games was about. It's more so about how the public just doesn't understand game development, and it kind of reads to me like we're all just too stupid to understand it from his side of things. Our conversation basically amounted to toilet paper, unfortunately.
But this video isn't about Ross or the Stop Killing Games movement, but about an accusation from an Australian creator named Jason David Card that makes videos on his channel called Card Posting with almost 9,000 subscribers. That for the most part is just a guy who sits in front of a camera and shares his shower thoughts of the day. And looking over his channel, I don't see any sign of clout chasing, a possible monitor hoarder. But it really just seems like Card Posting is just a dude sharing his thoughts with no malicious intents or aspirations to be a full-time creator. But if I'm wrong or right about this, please share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Now, on July 4th, 2025, or
The day God blessed America.
Card Posting released a video called Jason Thor Hall tried to take down my video,
I love
where
that.
he provides almost no receipts. And we will address that later in the video. And he claims that Pirate Software tried to take down his video titled You Should Hate Pirate Software, where he claims that Pirate Software through the regular YouTube route tried to take down his video, but when that didn't work, sent his audience to report his video and potentially harass him in the comment section. And thankfully, his video wasn't taken down. But I'm going to let Card Posting explain it a bit.
I believe and am asserting that Jason Thor Hall of Pirate Software not only inexplicably ended up seeing my little video, but he got really mad about it and has tried his best to take it down and to otherwise fuck with it to the best of his ability. If that interests you, if you want all the juicy details, just bear with me for a moment and I'll get into why I think all that. And I will also assert that remarkably, Hall happened to see my video when it only had about 400 views on it. And he watched it privately and got exceedingly angry at what he considered to be an attack on his character, even if it's just coming from absolute small fry like me. And I also believe, although the exact details here may be a little bit speculative on my part, Hall has tried to officially report my video to YouTube as being some sort of terms of service rule-breaking targeted harassment.
Wow.
About 24 hours after he tried this, it became clear to him that this would not be successful. YouTube evidently declined to agree with him there.
Which, by the way, I know I like to shit on YouTube a lot, but credit where it's due. As much as they've sucked with ruining livelihoods like Ryan Roger Athe or demonetizing Toasty with the Mosty or Atreus or a number of other creators out there, these just off the top of my head, they also seem to hold the line for other creators. I know I've had a lot of my videos mass reported and nothing has happened at all. And it's really pissed off these people that are trying to mass flag my channel. And while I don't trust YouTube as far as I can throw them, credit where it's due. At least it's not just a blanket, everyone gets mass reported and everyone gets moved off the platform. At least if you're a bigger channel, YouTube has a little bit more discretion with what they do. I would like to see that more widely used for no matter what the size of your channel, because I don't think it's very fair when small channels get just bulldozed by bigger entities.
If they actually took his complaint in at all. So instead, around this time, Hall instructed people within the innermost circle of his fan community on services like Discord and elsewhere to mass report my aforementioned video themselves and report my YouTube page and seemingly to leave a bunch of comments under that video calling me wrong and a bully. Which is, by the way, also the reason that if you go to my You Should Hate Pirate Software video and filter the comments by chronological order, basically the only comments expressing significant disagreement with me all happen to have been left within one 30-minute period, roughly 25 hours after that video was posted.
That tells me that it was a coordinated effort, if not on one of Pirate Software's live streams, then in his Discord, where he or potentially a fan of Pirate Software coordinated people to go mass false flag this guy's video.
And also, come to think of it, telling your fans to wrongly mass report a video you don't like does seem like a sort of targeted harassment, doesn't it? But I digress. Also, I'm still here, and that video is still here. How about that?
Now I'm going to make it clear. In Card Posting's video, he never directs any harm to Pirate Software, never asks to mass report Pirate Software, never once called for Pirate Software to be harassed or harmed, and never made any call to action against him. But in case you don't want to take my word for it, I will link his original video down below. But I will say that if there is one line in his video that sums it up, it was this.
And if Pirate Software hates everyone, it's only right everyone hates him back.
Yes, Thor. People are allowed to hate you. That isn't a crime. It's literally one of the first mental hurdles of being an online creator.
I know one person in particular that really struggles with that fact.
Now, as I said before, Card Posting didn't provide any receipts, but does plan on releasing them to see how Pirate Software responds to his accusations. Now, with these lack of receipts, friend of the channel, Harmful Opinions, apparently raised enough concern for Card Posting himself to address them in a pinned comment stating, the valid Harmful Opinions lack of proof preemptive fear/criticism. The receipts aren't merely Discord gay ups, which apparently is what Card Posting calls dog whistles, I guess. With the little information I have, that's what he means by that. I'm not going to be the one to give Jason Thor Hall Maldivia's Fig Tree a W by letting him refute anything. Trust the plan. Now, I am tempted to believe that Card Posting has the receipts, because if you look at his thumbnail, there seems to be a Discord message that reads, make sure this guy gets a strike then. He's a content creator.
Whoa.
He knew what would happen. And just like Card Posting said,
apologies to anyone who might have liked to see some receipts now. I do understand why you want them, but I have considered my options here, and I do believe this will be the right way to do this. Trust the plan. Because I don't think Jason Thor Hall necessarily realizes the extent of what I happen to know here. And at this point, since I think he's watching, I'll just look directly to camera for a moment to say, hey, Jason, all your friends hate you, sucker. Anyway, if worst comes to pass, if we hear nothing back from him at all, I'll just make another video in the near-ish future, dropping everything pertinent, okay? As for right now, thank you for listening, goodbye, and have a lovely day.
you, Thor, might be in a little bit more hot water than you think. But if this is just a hint that he has the receipts for these accusations, Pirate Software may have made the biggest mistake of his life. And here's why. Because if you've ever taken a peek at YouTube's terms of service, it states that it can give, at its discretion, harsh penalty for false flagging, stating YouTube may suspend or terminate your access, your Google account, or your Google account's access to all or part of service if YouTube believes, in its sole discretion, that you have engaged in any of the following activities: misusing any reporting, flagging, complaint, dispute, or appeals process.
I mean, YouTube does say this, but they don't ever act on this, because this is exactly what I was dealing with in regards to Alyssa Mercante, and allegedly Alyssa Mercante and her squad of goons being sent at my channel trying to mass false flag me. And she would even say things alluding to how she is totally on board with flagging people she doesn't like. She even had an interview with Taylor Lorenz talking about that and how she's perfectly fine with that. That is how she operates. Almost like if someone has an opposing ideology, they need to be silenced if she doesn't agree with it. Nobody says I address it. Okay.
Including by making groundless, vexatious, or frivolous submissions.
Some of you guys out there sweating.
Pirate Software. Again, people are allowed to hate you, but if these accusations are true, your ego, your self-aggrandizing, and your unwillingness to accept accountability might lead to the literal termination of your YouTube channel. Do I think this will actually happen? No. YouTube doesn't have a history of removing channels that have given false claims or strikes, but the door is now open for it. And card posting actually has done something fairly clever here, assuming that these allegations are true, because again, if he has the receipts, he has put Pirate Software in a bind, because if Thor admits to it and flagging his channel, he could potentially lose his channel. But if he doesn't admit to it, then card posting will release the receipts, which can still lead to the end of his channel. A literal pick your poison predicament that Thor might find
Inconceivable!
Now, at this point, I need to be fully transparent. I made a post on X regarding this accusation, and even made the prediction that he would block me, which he did, like a little bitch. I want to make
I mean, to be fair, Pirate Software blocked me like a week ago or a week and a half ago. And I didn't notice until Madam Savvy posted about it. And then I checked. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm blocked too. So I have no idea how long I've been blocked by him. But it's ever since I started talking about the Stop Killing Games, and he blocked me pretty quickly. So this guy is paying attention to anyone talking about it that opposes him.
make it clear that I am not making this video because he blocked me, because I don't give a shit, Thor. I really don't. But I'm making this video because I have personally seen fellow content creators have their channels demonetized or straight up nuked from this platform based on false mass reporting, because of a malicious actor who uses victimhood to have their followers do their bidding. You know who you are, allegedly. And I'm not going to let that slide if these accusations are true, especially from a creator of your size, Thor. But I will make a promise to you, Pirate Software, that if these accusations are proven to be false, I will make a video publicly apologizing to you. Will I delete this video? No. Because I think, for the most part, it's for the greater good to preserve the history of a channel, for better or for worse. But I think most people know how you feel about preservation, don't they? And if you're daring enough to try to take down this video and the accusations are true, then that would make this a pattern of behavior. And for a channel of your size, that would definitely raise YouTube's eyebrows a little bit, wouldn't it? But what do I know? I'm just nobody.
Man, another banger, nobody. Another banger. Oh, there I am. See, there I am. Shout out to Nobody, you absolute legend. Look at all these legends that subscribe and support your channel. That's awesome. Very cool. Great job, bro. Great job. That was a banger video. As always. Great job.